Welcome back everybody. Today we're gonna play Kayo on Icebox. Today is day 73 of playing every agent on every map. Today we got another Icebox video and we have Kayo. In my opinion, Icebox isn't the greatest map and I think a lot of people will agree with me, but still Icebox is a map I'm pretty good on and I really like playing a different amount of agents and using their util in a good way. Kayo is a pretty good agent to use util with his teammates. You can use his flashes for yourself. You can also use his flashes for your teammates. And in general, playing a Kayo and actually becoming a really good Kayo is a really good thing because Kayo can be played on almost all of the maps. Starting off with a side defense, a knife you can use early in the round to get a lot of information over main and to stop a enemy push really quickly is a knife like this. You get yourself in this corner right here and then you just jump throw a knife. The knife will land on this wall and detain anyone that is playing close here or that is going up here to peek pelt. This knife is pretty good to stop an enemy rush, and in general this knife is one I recommend to use almost every round if you're playing towards A. Since your knife is recharging either way, if they're not coming A you have the information over that, and if they are coming A it's going to be pretty hard for them to rush. If they just keep rushing after you use that knife, you can also use a molly down here, and then play here close with your flashes, either like this, or even throw a flash like this, and peek out like this. Flash will pop above you, sometimes it will bounce on this one as well, and it will be hidden by this box, but in general you can also throw flashes like this. Just always tell your teammates that you're flashing, else your team is gonna get full flashed and you're gonna have teammates that are gonna be annoyed at you. Other things you can also do is to throw a knife right here, if they are always only coming up belt, or in general just wait back here, wait for your team, hold this angle, or even hold a even better angle that is up here, which is in my opinion one of the best angles you can hold on Icebox. It is this one right here, where you get all the way to the edge of the top part of the site right here, and then you can see the belt area. Anyone walking through here is going to be in a headshot angle, so if they're going to walk out and they're going to be insta headshotted by you if your crosshair is on them. So you can just wait right here. As soon as you see somebody out, walk out, you just tap and you can get a lot of kills. This angle is really strong because firstly it is really unexpected, and secondly as soon as you see somebody there you can just jump down pretty easily and you're safe. Other things you can also do is throw mollies either close here, stop them from pushing out, similarly one up there, and play close here with your flashes, or even flash for your teammate that is maybe a chat or a neon that is trying to push here close. Tell them to look away and then just run throw a flash. The flash will pop at around right here and will flash anyone in main, and if your teammate is doing a entry pathing like this, dodging the flash and then peeking out, it should be a pretty good flash for the enemies, and your team is gonna get the space in A main pretty much for free. Similarly, you can also throw a flash like this one for your teammate that wants to updraft up here, or you can throw a flash like this one where you wait at the spawn barrier, walk in front, spawn barrier is here, walk in front, and then you throw a flash like this. All of these flashes are good if you have a teammate that is playing off of your flashes, but if you're playing alone you can just either right click flashes like these and peek out, or wait for the retake and then use your flashes to peek through smokes, or when you know somebody is in a corner you can flash that corner. For example, you know somebody's close here, you can throw a flash like that. What you can also do with your flashes is something like this. It is easier to dodge, but it blinds the enemies for a longer amount of time, because if you just right click the flash, it's flashing you for a short amount of time, and if you normal throw a flash, it's blinding you for a longer amount of time. For a retake on A side, you can either use a knife up here, close here, or if you already have this close area right here, you can also use one close here. All of these knives give you information over where the people can be, and if they get destroyed, you know they can see that knife, so they can be in spots like these all over this place, but they can't be, for example, here to destroy the knife. So you can get a lot of information out of people destroying your knife, or out of throwing your knife and then seeing who it tags. Switching over towards mid. On mid, you can throw a knife that can reveal you B and mid at the same time. This knife is like this. It doesn't reveal a lot of mid, but it is unbreakable for the people that are going into B main. So if they are rushing B, they're gonna get detained, and it's gonna be really hard for them to take the site. Similarly, you can also throw one over here. It doesn't get as much of B main, but it gets more over towards mid. Other than that, if they smoke in mid, you can throw a molly like these. Or you can also peek out like this, but this one is not a peek I really recommend because it takes a long amount of time and it is pretty hard to dodge your own flash. And then you peek out. You can also just peek out like this. This flash is harder to dodge for the enemies, but it's also blinding them for a shorter amount of time. What you can also do, if you have a teammate that's peeking out of the tube area, you can get all the way close here, throw a flash like this, and your teammate should peek out as soon as they hear the flash noise. The flash will pop at around here, so I recommend for your teammate to be looking this way, and you should be holding the cross over here. And if there's a smoke right there, just tell your teammate to be ready, throw the flash, flash is gonna pop, it's gonna peek out, and all of the enemies are gonna be full flashed. Similarly, you can also peek out below here with a flash like this. This flash will pop up here and will flash anyone that is playing in main. And it's pretty hard to dodge. Or you can also just run through it. It will pop anywhere up here, and it isn't too precise of a lineup to use. Switching over towards B. On B, you can basically just play plant denial, or you can early knife to stop a push. The early knife you can use is one right here. It will land up here and is unbreakable for the people that are coming in main and the people that are coming through this door in B garage. Other things you can do on B is just wait back here. As soon as you hear them going for a plant, you can run throw a molly right there and stop them from planting. What you can also do, if they have a Viper wall or just any smoke right here, you can flash out of the smoke and then fight the people that are coming out. Similarly, can also be done from on top. On top it's even better actually, but you also need to worry about your team flashing your team, so always tell your team that you are about to flash. For retakes, I recommend you knife yellow right here, or you knife main right here. This knife here in main is easier to shoot. The knife here on yellow is pretty hard to shoot. The only one that can actually shoot that knife is going to be close here. So you also get information over people that are playing close sight if they shoot the knife. Other than that, you're going to detain the people that are playing behind yellow. You can also use a molly either from back here if you weren't fast enough for the plant denial molly. It is one that you throw from over here. You run and you throw it. It will land behind yellow and push the people out. There is some lineups for this molly to make it perfect. The perfect molly would be like this. I don't have them. But if you want to find any lineups, use a Viper Orb. You can see where the Viper Orb lands on the map, and you can then use the same lineup because the Kayo molly also has the same weight as a Viper Orb. You can also throw a similar molly from back here. It isn't too precise, just throw it at around here. Sometimes it lands on top, sometimes it bounces really weird, but in general I wouldn't recommend to throw it from that far behind, so just get closer and then molly out the spot in a pretty simple way from over here. Peek out like this and throw a molly like this. You can also peek out here close with a flash, or even peek with a flash like this. This flash is, in my opinion, even better because you have a longer amount of time where you can peek out, and if the enemies are holding you, they're going to be full flashed and you can collect your free kills. Switching over towards attack. On attack, a pretty common thing you do on a Sova is you throw a dart right here. To support that Sova as a KO, you can throw a flash at the same spot as well. It will pop at around where the dart lands, and it makes sure that the dart even gets at least one, maybe even two scans if somebody is playing close here. Sometimes, especially in higher elo lobbies, you have people pre-aiming that dart. By throwing a flash at the dart at the same time, or even a little bit earlier, you make it impossible for them to break the dart, so anyone that is pushing up right here is gonna get revealed, and you can help your team win the early fight on a main. If you don't have a Sova, using your knife either close here, to get information over anyone close, or even for a little further back, to get the information over people playing close towards a main, is a pretty good idea. You can also throw it even further back, but that is a thing I would only recommend once you are trying to take site. Other things you can also do is to get ready to flash main in the beginning of the round, because most of the time somebody is going to peek you early, and you can deny that peek by just waiting right here. As soon as the round starts, you throw your flash, and then you peek out. It flashes anyone that is playing close here. It doesn't always flash people that are playing up here, so you still have to worry about those. But if you don't have anyone that can get up there, it is a pretty good flash to stop anyone from peeking you aggressively close here. Other things you can also do is to throw your nades towards the Chen area if you know somebody's back behind it, like this. Throw a nade close here if you know somebody is close here. If there's a smoke close here, you can even flash out of the smoke like this and flash the people that are playing close here. You can also throw flashes like these. They will pop behind you, but just keep in mind it will also flash your teammates that are standing behind you, so warn them about the flash. And in general, taking a site, you can flash around any corner, or if you want to clear out a corner without using a flash or peeking in a safe way, you can use a nade like this, for example, to get anyone in that close corner here. Similarly to this close corner, this corner right here, or even towards rafters. If you don't want anyone to peek out, you can throw a nade like this, or even get closer and throw a nade like this. All of these things are in general pretty good things for Kayo util, and you can use your util in a lot of different ways. If you want to reveal site with a Kayo, you can throw a knight either up here to detain almost anyone on site, or to get more specific information, you can throw a knight like this one to only get information over people playing behind here and playing behind this area right here. And it is also pretty hard to shoot because it lands up there, so they need to have somebody, for example, playing on top of the box right there. Other things you can also do is to flash out of this window right here, or even flash like this, standing close here. You can see a lot of the site like this, by the way, and then flashing up here. It will pop up here. It will flash anyone that is playing close in this corner right there. But this is a really specific flash you only need if you have the information over somebody being close there. Other things you can also do is if you have a recharge knife, you use your knife in the beginning to reveal close, and now you are defending the site and you've gotten the spike down and the enemies are trying to come in. You can use a knife like this one to detain anyone that is coming in, or even throw one close here, which is indestructible for the people that are playing behind the screen right here. Other than that, you could also use your molly to play post plant, or just throw it at entrances, for example, close here. It isn't big enough to cover all of it though, or you can just throw it back here on rafters to stop the people from coming out here. For your ult, in general, I recommend you use it on retakes or on attack if you want to rush a site. So for example, you know Viper is, for example, playing on A, and you don't want to run into any Viper util, you can just pop your ult at around here. And then you should be either the first or the second person in, because you have a second life and you can give a lot of information to your team. And it is pretty hard for the enemies to hold the site with you running them down with your ult, because you are basically invulnerable. You can die once and you can get a lot of information like that. Switching over to its mid. On mid you can throw a knife like this one to usually detect if there's a Killjoy playing in here close, because at least when I play Killjoy and when most of the players I play against play Killjoy, they play in this area right here, and like that you kind of take them the mid information way, because a Killjoy usually has her set up things, at least the turret towards mid and then her alarm bot on A, R and B. So you can take that out in a pretty simple way by just knifing in mid. Other things you can also do is to molly if the enemies like to push, or if you, for example, know somebody's trying to push to you, molly like this. You should have a smoke right here, and then you can even flash into it and peek the people that are playing close here. You can also throw a flash like this. You can also throw a flash like this. This one is kind of specific though. It doesn't flash you, it bounces off of this wall right here, and you can fight Cube pretty easily like that. But it is also a pretty situational flash, because most of the times you're not going to see that window, and it is hard to aim that flash, and it is also a pretty risky one, but I've gotten a couple of kills with a flash like this. Switching over to HB, something that is pretty useful is to knife close behind these boxes, because behind these boxes it is indestructible. And anyone playing close, for example a Chamber or a Chet trying to get up here, same thing with a Reyna or even a Viper playing in this close corner, it's gonna get detected and they won't be able to use any abilities. And then you can, for example, if you know it is a Viper or somebody, throw a molly right here, push them out, throw a molly right here, push them out. Just in general, you are then more aware about people trying to pick you aggressively, and that's a pretty good thing. If you want to take the site, you can use two different things. You can firstly use a flash like this one. You get yourself lined up at around here, and then you tell your chat to dash towards yellow. You throw your flash. You have to worry about flashing your teammates though, and then your chat dashes into a smoke right here, and then peeks out of the smoke, and anyone playing over here is going to be full flashed. Similarly, you can also throw one at this edge right here. It will pop in the middle of the open, and if you have a teammate, for example a Chet already back here, she can then peek out and peek the people that are most likely going to be full flashed, or that are looking away because they saw your flash coming. For a second reveal, if you have one, or if you didn't use your first reveal close, you can also reveal yellow, which makes it impossible for the enemies to get away. Similarly, you can also reveal sight to stop the enemies from playing for plant denial with Killjoy mollies or Viper mollies, and just then going close here for your plant is a pretty good thing. You can also use your ult here on B. I would recommend you pop it at around here, and then you walk in towards side, clear out yellow, clear out the corners, and make sure that you get back quick enough, because most of the times your Viper wall, your Harbor wall, or just your smokes are going to go down at some point, and you pulsing with the Kayo ult is going to be a pretty big target to shoot, so just be aware that you can get spammed through a wall because of your Kayo ult. If you want to play even more aggressive as a Kayo, you can also go close here, flash like this, and flash anyone that is playing close here. By the way, underhand flashes is something you gotta get used to. If you're just standing still, it's gonna not fly as far. If you're walking, it's flying farther. Similarly with the normal flashes, if you walk, they're flying faster. If you're standing still, they don't fly quite as fast. If I had to give Kayo a rating from S to F, I'd actually give him the A tier. He doesn't have the greatest information, but his flashes are pretty strong, and his molly is also pretty good to play post plant with. Also, his ability to detain people and stop them from pushing is a pretty great thing, especially because on a map like Icebox, Viper has a pretty high pick rate, and Viper's wall can be turned off if she is detained. That would be it from me. If you want to see any other agents on any other maps, write them down in the comments, and if you want to see anything else Valorant related, write it down there as well. And as always, don't forget to like and sub, and come say hi to me on Twitch where I stream almost daily. Have a great rest of your day, and see you guys very soon. Bye!